Oh my god, I just love our theme music, to be honest. It's very us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, welcome to our show, our first episode ever. This is WLJT. We are literally just talking. So I don't really have a plan for this, neither does my ADHD, but we'll see what happens. I'm your host, Amanda, and I am joined by my lovely fiance, Nikki, today. Say hello, Nikki.
Hi.
How should we do this? Should we do icebreakers like we are back in 5th grade? You know, they still make me do that at work.
Do they?
Yeah, every time someone new gets hired, we have to do an icebreaker. And I'm like thinking to myself, none of you guys care about my hobbies or interests, no matter how interesting I actually am. Like, be so for real. Real talk, though, I actually don't mind icebreakers as long as they're interesting, you know?
Yeah.
I love asking people strange questions, you know that.
Yeah.
Because fuck whatever your favorite color is. Which Muppet would you like to read your eulogy at your funeral? So, speaking of icebreakers, I think it would be fun to warm up each show with a fun question, get you kind of out of the box, get me out of the box, get kind of ready. And I already have a few ideas for names for this segment, but I wanted your opinion. Okay, out of these three, which one do you like better? I came up with Cold Opens, Brain Freeze, or Let's Pregame.
Let's pregame.
I knew you were going to pick that one too, because I literally had it like written down that you were going to pick that, prepared that you were going to pick that. That's so funny.
Yeah.
We know each other so well. All right, then say it with me. Let's pregame. I will ask Nikki a different hypothetical question every week, and she will tell me whatever pops into her head. Okay, so I have one for you today. In an alternative universe where we don't use money as currency, like our money, our paper money, our coins, our things like that, what would you think that what would be the funniest thing that people could use as currency in another universe?
Spaghetti.
Okay, cooked or uncooked?
Cooked.
All right. So you're telling me that people just carry around wet spaghetti noodles
In a bag.
in a bag?
Yeah.
Okay. Like just a Ziploc bag?
Yeah.
But like some people have nice wallets.
Yeah,
Like,
like
so-
Gucci would make a Ziploc bag.
They probably already do, if I'm being honest. I could probably look up some designer bag and
Yeah,
they'd
they
be
probably
like,
do.
they'd be like, oh, look at this Ziploc bag that I bought. It's got a slider. Ooh. They probably already make. You're right. That would work.
Mm-hmm.
My hands are going to be full trying to pay with spaghetti noodles.
No, you put the bag in your pocket.
But then I have to count them, like when I pull them out anyway. So I'm just going to be standing there at the checkout line with my hands full of spaghetti noodles.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get to choose which kind of spaghetti, like which kind of pasta like I pay with?
No, it's just spaghetti.
So rigatoni, you just eat.
Mm-hmm.
Do we still eat spaghetti?
No.
Is it like what happens if people, I mean, it's pasta. There's like 2 types of pasta. So like what if literally you just eat other kinds of pasta, but spaghetti noodles are forbidden?
Yeah.
Is there ramifications for eating spaghetti noodles? Like, are there consequences for eating spaghetti noodles?
You just don't do it.
What if I want to? Oh, I guess I would be broke then. I'm literally eating
Yeah.
money. You're right. Okay. You go to the ATM. Is there banks for your spaghetti noodles?
Yeah, like a dispenser.
I would love to see a spaghetti dispenser. So I wonder, like, you know, when you press pasta and it comes through the thing?
Oh, yeah.
Like, if it would come out like somebody is in the bank rolling it and it just like gets cut up as it comes out to you.
Yeah.
So then you get paid. So if spaghetti noodles are our currency, then you clearly get, like, you obviously get paid in spaghetti noodles.
Yeah.
Do they just hand you a bunch of wet noodles and you go about your day? Or is it like boxes?
Like a box.
Okay. So would it be cooked or uncooked?
Uncooked.
And then you'd have to, it's like cashing a check. You have
Yeah.
to, so cashing a check becomes cooking your spaghetti noodles. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's so funny. Just imagine being behind someone in a line and they're trying to count out their wet spaghetti noodles.
But then you would have to do the same thing.
I know, it's gross. Oh my God. Spaghetti noodles. That's a good one.
Mhm.
You did good. Okay. Sorry. Back on track. Who are we? Like I said, I'm Amanda. I decided to start this podcast idea because my ADHD told me that I needed a 26th thing to hyperfixate on this week. And also, I was born to talk. I am a professional yapper. I am also CEO of the Yap Factory. And I'm proud to say I've actually been Employee of the Month there for 36 years straight.
Did you just use a laugh track?
Mind your business. Anyway, Nikki, you're up. Tell us about yourself.
I'm Nikki.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, then I guess we all know everything we needed to know about you from that one sentence. Anyway, Nikki's nickname is Nikki, but her name ain't Nicole. Tell the class what it is.
Nicolette.
Ah, so beautiful. And here I am, just a man. Duh. All right, so before we get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode and dive into our topic, I'd like to introduce a segment we will be calling Between Us, Babe. I'm not sure how it's going to go because this is our first podcast, so we're just going to wing it. I just thought Between Us, Babe sounded really cute, and we could just talk about whatever between us. Isn't that cute? Because we're so cute. Anyway, as some of our listeners know, I said listeners. It's really just our friends listening to this at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Nikki and I are getting married in 2027. I know. So today we're going to talk about our plan for our last name after we are married. We went back and forth on if we were going to keep our maiden names, hyphenate, do one or the other, like take one. I don't know. Like we've just been going back and forth on what we were going to do. And then I came up with the idea that we should just combine our maiden names, mine being Falstitch and Nikki's being Livermore. And thus we would become
Liver Stitch.
No, that is not, no, that's not what we agreed on. That is not our name. We will not be that. It is Fallmore.
Liver Stitch.
No, Fallmore. We're a romance novel character. We cannot be Liver Stitch. No, our hashtag is Fallmore in Love, and you want to say Liver Stitch? Liver Stitch me up, Daddy. Have fun signing your emails with that name.
Yeah.
No, that's not happening. I need you to know that's not happening. Liver Stitch. You're out of your mind. So we do have a great show for you today, at least in my opinion, because everything I do is great. Right, Nikki?
Yeah.
Thanks. We are calling this one, We Will Never Find This on a Keychain. Today's show is focusing on names of all shapes, types, and varieties. Do you see what I did there? I flowed from our little banter about names into our topic of names. I'm so good at this already. So we're going to take a quick break and get talking about it. Do you remember the time that we bought the M&M minis in the little tube?
Yeah.
Because it's like nostalgic. And we bought them and we were so excited to like have them. And we both agreed that the reason we specifically liked that candy is because you would squeeze the sides with your two fingers and it would go, like it would pop. It would like pop open, so it was so satisfying. So when we bought them that night, do you remember we tried to do it and it didn't work?
Yeah.
And instead, I had to flip the cap with my thumb like a peasant.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not how it's supposed to be. And if you think that's how it's always been, you're wrong. I literally wanted to know why they changed it. And of course, we're sitting on the couch like two Nimrods. And we're like, well, you know what? We have to get to the bottom of this. So they put the customer service number on those tubes for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So why not use it? I called to mostly be funny, but I also was trying to get to the bottom of it. I call the customer service hotline. She answers, epitome of customer service. Like, I loved her. And I'm like, ma'am, can you, like, you work for M&M. Can you tell me why the minis don't pop anymore. She's like, I'm not sure what you mean. I'm like, oh, I know you do. But she probably can't say it. She's probably not allowed to admit that they changed it.
Probably.
And I'm still wondering why they changed it because I didn't get the answer. Anyway, she was more than willing to help me. And she's like, well, let's start with your name. I have to like track like my calls. And I was like, you know what? That's fair. I used to work in a call center. So I go, oh, my name? It's Amanda Bynes. But not like the Amanda Bynes. Mine's spelled Bines. I'm certainly not famous. This woman kept her composure during that. Because I'm telling you now, like I said, I worked in a call center and had somebody called me and said their name was Amanda Bynes and went out of their way to spell it out and to clarify that they're not, obviously, I'm not Amanda Bynes. I would have hung up on them. And that might have been the straw that broke my camel's back. If somebody called in trying to goof off like that, calling me because the M&M tube doesn't pop anymore.
Serious.
It was serious to me, but then I like was thinking, and I'm like, how this woman kept her composure, I don't know. And maybe one day she'll listen to this and say, hey, that was me. Speaking of pretending you're someone else that you aren't, even though I didn't really do that, because I told her I wasn't Amanda Bynes. I just thought that was so funny. Did you ever tell people your name was different when you were a kid? Or have you always just been Nikki?
Just Nikki.
And okay, then I guess I'm the weirdo. Because I used to go around, and actually it wasn't just me. There was another girl who did it too. That's probably why we got made fun of and bullied, honestly, if I'm thinking back to it. I used to tell people my name was Crystal. And then I would tell them, and actually, my real voice sounds like this. And I would like make up an accent or make my voice higher pitched or something. And I'd be like, yeah. And I don't even know. Maybe I had a backstory. I don't remember. Knowing me, I probably told them I was in the witness protection program or something. Which, why would I do that if I'm in the witness protection program?
As a child.
I would tell people my name was Crystal. Or people would hear my name wrong. Or because a lot of people, when they hear the name Amanda, they'll also hear Samantha. I've been called Samantha more times in my life than I can.
That makes sense.
It does, but it doesn't because my name's Amanda.
Yeah.
My old boss used to call me Samantha for the first like 3 weeks. And then like I would correct him every time and he would still do it. He was an old man.
That's funny.
But then it became like a running gag. So he would just be like, Samantha. And I'd be like, yes, whatever. When you're a kid, I feel like it's natural to want a different name than what you have. So sometimes I would just like introduce myself as Samantha to forego them mistaking me for Samantha. I do know some of the names I was going to be, and it wasn't Samantha.
Mm-hmm.
My dad actually wanted to name me 2 different names. Let me start with the boy name. If I was a boy, I was going to be Zachary Michael, but I'm not. So, which is a pretty fairly normal name.
Yeah.
I feel like I know a lot of Zachary Michaels.
2 first names.
Well, no, I feel like I know what you're talking about. It's only bad if a man has their first and their last name as 2 first names. For example, Jake Paul, Logan Paul. They're walking red flags right there. That right there shows that it's proof that having 2 first names as your first and your last name for a man, bad news. But anyway, so the 2 girl names my dad wanted to name me was Kimberly or Candy. You're laughing, and I know why you're laughing. Because we've discussed this before, that if those were my names, I would have absolutely became a stripper.
100%.
Like, put my pleasers on, let's go. Like, I would have been a stripper. But I do love stripper names. I love stripper names. Stripper names are so interesting because you always, like, why are they always like diamond, jade, emerald, or like cherry? Like, it always is some variation of that. And it's also like Mystique or China. Do you know those generators, those like name generators? Like, what's your Game of Thrones name?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, if your name starts with an A and your last name starts with a B. Like, what? Like, you know what I'm talking about? I bet I can find one on Google right now. Hold on. Stripper name generator. All right, Nikki, what's your zodiac sign?
Aries.
And your birthday, I already know. So let's do that. And your shirt is blue. So this one's based on your zodiac sign, your birth date, and the color of your shirt. So your stripper name is Dr. Sexy Pants.
That's a good one.
I'm going to find another one. These are always so funny. Oh, this one looks good. So, what's your stripper name? This one's based on your birth month and your phone battery percentage.
Oh.
So, your birth month, what's your phone battery percentage?
30.
So, you'd be Bunny Fire.
That's a stripper name for sure.
And I would be, I have to check my phone battery. Fantasia Tush. Oh my God. Okay, I have some good ideas for stripper names. It could be Ruby Rain. Introducing to the stage, Ruby Rain.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ruby Rain's here to make it rain. Or like Midnight Monroe. And her bit would be like she's Marilyn Monroe, but
black hair.
Oh my God. Cosmic Kitten. I do love when moms put like themes on their kids' names.
Mm-hmm.
So like all their kids are like something of the same things, same initials or things like that. They're like little expansion packs of you. Like you buy a game and you buy the expansion packs and they belong to that game. So like you're the game and your kids are your expansion packs. And those are usually themed. All your kids are named after flowers, pop off. You love one-syllable names that start with the same letter? Hell yeah, me too. I love consistency. And your mom kind of did that with you and your sisters a little bit, didn't she?
Kind of.
Yeah, like your middle names. So you and your two sisters, your middle names are?
Hope, Faith, and Grace.
So she went biblical. So angelic. That's what I meant to say. And it's funny because people often think I went biblical with my kids' names and that I did the theme thing. I wish I did do the theme thing, but I can say that I didn't. Because my boys are Noah and Abel. I always get that question where they go, oh, like you went biblical. Like those are very biblical names. I mean, if you know me, you know that I'm not biblical at all. Like I'm not religious or anything like that in any way, shape, or form. I like to consider myself spiritual. Their dad and I agreed on Noah. That was the only one that we both agreed on, and that was from his list. And I said, you know what? We'll name him Noah. It's not a bad name. And then when Abel came along, it was like, well, I get to name him because you basically named Noah.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
So people ask me, or people state like, oh, you went so biblical. It's very biblical. And I'll go, well, Noah's the only one we could agree on, and Abel is from Sons of Anarchy. Because at the time, I believe that show was pretty popular. And their dad watched it, and Abel was one of the kids' names. It was like the baby at the time when we were watching it. And I was like, oh, that's such a good name. Like you don't hear that name very often.
Yeah.
So it's always someone who's religious who's asking me, because who else would notice biblical if you weren't religious? I say Sons of Anarchy and they just are like, oh dear, like clutching their pearls. Sometimes. They're like, because even if they don't know what the show is, if they know what the show is, they're definitely clutching their pearls. Even if they don't know, they're like, well, I can only imagine what that show's about with a name like Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, Abel is a cute name. Whatever. And his middle name is James, so that I could call him AJ, which I don't. Because AJ was my favorite Backstreet Boy. But no, I did put thought into my kids' names, as corny as the reasons are. And, there's a lot of people who do that. They put a ton of thought into their name of what's special to them and what will mean a lot. And then there's people who just name their kids willy-nilly and don't put any thought into it and don't think of the ramifications. And those people should be slapped. And I am not talking about like an interesting name or somebody uses an X in their kid's name. Like instead of Jackson with a CK, they use an X. Like I'm not talking about names like that. Whatever. If that's what you want to do, you want to do. I'm talking about someone naming their kid Amber Leanne Easter Day Breeze Sherman Banter. Like, what is that? And people do it.
Yeah.
People do that. Because people don't think about, like, they want to be so unique that they are almost too unique.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't think about This kid has to learn to spell their name. Like, one of the first basic things you learn in school is your name. And
Yeah.
they have to spell their name, say their name, introduce themselves. Why are you making their name a chore for them? Do you hate them? Is it secretly you hate them? There's a group on Facebook, and it's dedicated to these kind of names. It's called That Name is a Tragedy. Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay. You're in for a treat. It is a group specifically for names like that, like I said. Unfortunate names. To give you some insight, the group is called That Name is a Tragedy, but they spell tragedy very tragically. So they spell tragedy TRAGEDEIGH to give you some insight into what we're about to find out. Okay, so I found one the other day and I want to tell you about it. There's a post that someone screenshotted from another group and put in this group, and it says, "Would it be wrong to name my son Frisbee?"
Yes.
Okay. And then they go on to say, it's pronounced frisbee like the sport. So they spelled it FRISBY. And then they said, pronounce frisbee like the sport, frisbee with 2 B's. And then he goes on to say, his late grandfather was a champion disc golfer player, and we would like to honor him. That's what I'm talking about. You want to be so unique to honor your child's grandfather.
Just name him after him.
It's that easy. We don't have to jump through these hoops for our children's names. And then it goes on to say, some friends have disagreed with their name, but it is our kid, to be honest.
Unfortunately.
But if your friends are disagreeing, they're probably disagreeing for a reason.
Yeah.
Because never once have I had a friend come to me and be like, I'm going to name my baby this. And I've been like, ooh.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I had done that, if there was ever a time I did, that parent would reconsider.
Right.
Because I would have a valid reason. Like, if you came to me and said, I'm having a baby and I'm going to name it Frisbee, I'd be like, do you need to go to the hospital?
Are you sure about that?
Are you mentally, do you have a fever? Here's the kicker. They edited this post later and added, edit. If he gets bullied, hubby is open to homeschooling him. Thanks in advance.
Maybe don't name your kid that.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. So you're telling me that rather than giving your child a normal name, you would rather homeschool this child, who will then probably become just as weird as their name.
Yeah.
If you're thinking to yourself that there's a possibility your child's going to get bullied for the name that you choose to give them, then maybe you shouldn't name them that name.
Yeah, pick a different one.
But you'd rather homeschool them.
Yeah.
My God. Could you imagine? Then I found another one in the group, and I honestly couldn't read it at first. I'm going to start with the spelling, and then I'll get into the pronunciation, because it's spelled KHRYSHSH. No, I didn't stutter. ANNE. And then you go to the pronunciation in the post, and they say, pronounce Keychain. First of all, ANNE is Anne, so it would be Keychain. Also, you can forego 3 of those letters at least, if not the whole name, because what are you doing?
Yeah.
And honestly, Keychain or Keychain might be a cute name if you spelled it normally, but it's also a little out there. I'm not going to knock the idea. I am going to knock how they spelled it, because if you look at this name, it's spelled Keychain. Like, I get what you were doing with it, but you didn't need all those letters. Keychain. No. You know, do you hate your kid where you don't want them to know how to spell anything? Do you want them to get on the phone and have to phonetically spell that out? K is in kite, H is in Henry, R is in Robert, Y is in yo-yo, S is in Sam, H is in Henry, S is in Sam, H is... No, that's right. I am repeating it. That's my name. Like, are you kidding me? Let me find the last one that I found. This girl, it's not so bad. She named her child Nickyl, pronounced nickel. The only time that's going to be appropriate is if that child's middle name is Back.
Yeah.
Listen to this bad name. When I hear it, I go insane. If you use Facebook, please look up this group. It is hilarious. It has 155,000 members to provide you with endless entertainment. You will be stunned at the amount of people who name their children bad names. It's so bad. It's so bad. I really don't like adult names for babies, though. I think it's really weird. What are some adult names that you wouldn't think a baby would have?
Barbara.
Nancy.
Linda.
George.
Gerald.
Like, I'm not going to call your baby Linda. None of those names were ever babies. It's literally impossible. And if they are babies, they're reading at a 7th grade level already.
At least. From birth.
Or they're teaching algebra. Like, they probably have a fucking high school diploma.
At
like,
this point, yeah.
Oh my God. I do, however, find human names for pets hilarious. Mm-hmm. Because you have a goldfish named Cecilia? Absolutely you do. Paul needs to go for a walk? Yes, he does. I will take him. I wish I would have named my dog a human name. We have 2 dogs and 2 cats. And we have Bear and Raina. Those are our dogs. And then we have Smokey and Kitty, which are our cats. And yes, one of our cats is named Kitty. A story behind Kitty. When my dad passed, I took his cat in. Nikki's not a cat person. And we took my dad's cat in, and she wasn't sure about it at first. Tell me why this cat is her favorite one of our animals.
Yeah.
She's so obsessed with this cat. Cute aggression off the charts. It's ridiculous. She baby talks this cat. It's adorable. I mean, she has the perfect cat. If we could clone her, we definitely would.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, her name is Kitty. My dad named her and presumed she was about 4 to 5 years old because she was so tiny when he got her, or when he found her, or however she ended up in his life. So he assumed that she was a kitten, and then he had her for 4 or 5 years, so making her 4 or 5 years old. So we have this cat now. One night, little baby gets sick. We take her into the vet. They're like, we suggest x-rays in case something's stuck in her, blah, 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 all the stuff that they do. First off, they tell me that she's malnourished after looking at her. They said, if this cat is 4 or 5 years old, she is severely malnourished. I said, I'm offended because this cat gets all the love, all the wet food, all the dry food in the world. She is not malnourished. Like,
spoiled.
Yes. And I'm sitting here okay, you're wrong. And they're like, well, she must be older. And I was like, you're definitely wrong. And I was like, oh, they might not be wrong. She could be a little older, right? Maybe a couple years older.
Maybe 8.
Yeah, at most. So they take her back for the x-ray. They're looking at her. She's filled with farts. That was what's wrong with her. They literally x-rayed her. They look at her, and she had a lot of gas. We paid $800 to find that out. She was fine. She got into some sour candy and just was not having it with her GI system. Anyway, that's besides the point. Then they're looking at her bones, and I guess how you can read an x-ray with cats, you can tell how old they are with their bones, because it's very hard to figure out how old a cat is. Dogs, it's a little easier, they said. So she's like, this cat is probably pushing 11. And I said, in my head, I didn't insult the vet. In my head, I'm like, where the hell did you get your animal medical degree? The back of a cereal box? What the hell? There's no way my sweet little precious kitten is 11 years old. You're out of your mind. And then they say, oh, in her arm, in this x-ray, they're pointing it out. In her arm, there's a little microchip that had floated away. I was like, well, she might be that old if it floated that far. Yeah. They're like, do you want us to scan it? I was like, yeah, absolutely, scan it. Let's find out about this hoe. So they scan it. Not only do I find out my cat is older than my child, she is actually 13. Our cat is 13, not malnourished. Let me just point that out. Just old. Her name on the microchip is Paige.
Ew.
Could you imagine walking around calling Kitty Paige?
No.
No. And you said ew, which is really funny because you literally have 2 best friends named Paige.
Yeah, but they're not cats.
That's true. For a cat, it's a terrible name. Terrible name. Oh my God. Sorry to both Pages who might have taken offense to that statement. This seems like a good place to stop. We are in the process of creating a social media presence, so make sure you guys give us a follow or a like if you liked what you heard today. Our handle is WLJT Podcast on all platforms. If you have any feedback, questions, or concerns, feel free to email us at WLJTpodcast@gmail.com. Or if you just want to say hi or write us a love letter, we love that. Big shout out to Rich for our intro music and guidance in our journey to creating this masterpiece. And a big thanks to all my friends who helped give feedback to help us improve and help us build our little corny dream. Nikki would like to shout out me for making her do this with me. And also special thanks to you, dear listener. We do appreciate you so much, no matter who you are, even if you're just passing through, even if you don't listen to another episode. We hope you do. Please tune in next time to hang out with us while we're literally just talking. Thanks, guys.